Indeed, welcome back to Freda Channel Analysis, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are watching. Those who have supported this channel in one way or the other, I'm really humbled. Thanks a lot. The World Cup is on. I don't know which team you are supporting, but those teams that are with Qatar in the same group, kindly be lenient to Qatar. Don't eliminate Qatar in the preliminary stages because they will lose the sensation. Be lenient with them. Now, there was a group of rebel leaders who coiled themselves around what they call liberation. They had stated apparently that they wanted to liberate Luos. They were championing for economic, social and political liberation. And in their own mind, they were arguing that it is time for Raila Odinga to retire and go home. Immediately after the just concluded election, this group of politicians was seen very close to President William Samoei Ruto. But I no longer see them. Is William Ruto done with them? What exactly is happening? Because I saw in that list the Member of Parliament for Ugenya, Honorable David Ochieng. I saw the former governor of Migori, Honorable Zakari Obado. I did not miss the former governor of Nairobi, Evans Kidero. And of course, a host of other leaders like Dalmaso Chindu Kajwang. And Peter Owidi, my very good friend, has continued with this discussion. When Miguna jetted into the country from Canada, he was to lead this liberation. But I no longer see them around William Ruto. Today, for the first time, Miguna tweeted something that really perplexed people because he has never criticized the Ruto government. He has always buried his head in the sand, even when things are wrong. But for the first time, Miguna criticized the idea of importing GMO maize, and he said it is unacceptable. What does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? I have a feeling that after the general election, William Ruto was still obsessed by trying to legitimize his win as a president because it was very controversial and it went to court, and you remember Martha Koome saying wild goose chase. So in his mind, he wanted to create a perception that leaders across the board were giving him support. That is why he particularly brought these leaders from the Azimio stronghold. That is why Kivutha Kibwana was brought on board, just to show that he's from Kalonzo Musyoka's backyard, but he's supporting William Ruto. David Ochieng, immediately after he was elected and after the declaration of presidential results and the court ruling, was around William Ruto just to show that even the Luos, where Raila comes from, gave him that legitimacy. So he was still obsessed with this. But after some times, William Ruto is slowly coming to terms with the fact that his government does not need perception. Kenyans are no longer interested with the perception that, you know, someone from Ukambani, where Kalonzo is coming from, someone from Luenyanza, someone from Mombasa. We are no longer interested, and so he is getting back to work. So these people are no longer needed near him because they were meant to achieve a particular purpose, to create that perception. So Kenyans no longer need any perception and they want work to be done. And this is the reason that I no longer see these leaders around the president. William Ruto is also realizing that in politics, they might need each other. He might need Raila Odinga. So instead of unleashing these people to go and insult and try to attack him, to, you know, twist and take the constituency by force, he has made a U-turn and he has realized that sooner than soonest, politically, he might need Raila Odinga. After the elections for the nominees to the IALA, the East African Legislative Assembly, you realize that there is an undertone in Kenya Kwanza because members of the UDA from Mount Kenya are accusing their counterparts, the UDA counterparts from Rift Valley, of sabotage because they are saying that during that election, the members from Rift Valley did not vote for them. They blocked their members from being elected into the Legislative Assembly. And right now, even the Deputy President is trying to show people that everything is okay in Kenya Kwanza, but it is there in the open that there was a problem. And under such circumstances, William Ruto is realizing that just maybe he might need Raila Odinga, because they are rallying calls. Gachagua is calling his people to come and consolidate their support together. And as I analyzed earlier, you can check that video, William Ruto is safer when the central MPs are divided, because the day they unite, that is the day William Ruto is finished. So he knows very well that he might read Raila Odinga, and that is why he has stopped the move. He is no longer sending them to go and try and wrestle that constituency from him. William Ruto is realizing that Raila is still a formidable force, and the people whom he sent there to go and try to take over, people like Miguna, realize that it is not a walk in the park. You see, talk is cheap, but it is easier said than done. It's easy to tweet and say that we are tired of Odingaism. Yet, there are people who still swear their allegiance to Mr. Odinga because they know that the liberation, the expansion of freedom, the democratic space that Mr. Odinga has suffered so much to achieve is something that not any other man or woman can reach the standards and the levels of democracy that Raila Odinga has achieved. So while trying to antagonize him, you radicalize his followers. And William Ruto has realized this. The other day when Miguna tried going to Kisumu County by force, those people gave him a warning and told him, come slowly, mister. Janyando, come slowly. And they told him, don't provoke us. We are just quiet, but don't provoke us. And it is a failed mission. It is a fiasco. And William Ruto is realizing that these people cannot match Raila. If William Ruto himself cannot antagonize Raila, who any other person can he send? And he knows very well that these people cannot. The other thing that is happening, ladies and gentlemen, he realized that these people are no longer useful to him, because they keep on tweeting and they don't achieve anything. You do not liberate Luos by tweeting like Miguna does from morning to evening. In fact, the day David Ochieng was seen close to William Ruto when he declared his support, there was people were demonstrating in his own constituency. And if you ask very many Raila supporters, even those who feel that they don't like Raila, they will not allow you to joke around with him. This is what happened with Zakari Obado. I remember there was a time when the residents of Migori County felt that the ODM was unfair. They wanted to impeach Zakari Obado. And they said, no, we want to support Zakari. This is our governor. Please leave him to us. Because there were some cases around, the corruption cases around Mr. Obado. And the then ODM chairman, John Badi, led a group of ODM politicians trying to rally Mr. Obado to resign. But they refused. The residents said no. And when Mr. Zakari Obado confused this, and he thought that with the support that he got, he could antagonize Raila, they went back and told Mr. Obado, no, we love you as our governor, but hapo juu usijaribu kuchezea Raila. Wachana na sisi. In fact, the first rally that William Samoei Ruto did during the campaign was in Migori. What he saw is something that he would not want to remember. Because Zakari Obado rallied everyone to come out, na rally ilijaa. But then the rallying call of Harambe, instead of saying UDO, they were all over ODM. So you cannot play with Raila Odinga. Even those who do not subscribe to his ideologies will not allow you to trump on him. So these people, ideally, they were no longer useful around William Samoei Ruto. And in fact, some of them came because they wanted a piece of the national cake. But if you want to see the wrath and feel the wrath of the deputy president, try as a latecomer and go to the Kenya Kwanza and ask for a piece of the national cake, you will meet him. Because Mr. Rigathi Gachagua had declared long time ago that they will be sharing the cake on the first come, first serve. That those who joined Kenya Kwanza first will feel the cake and the icing of it. And then those who came late. And not only that, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua said that it must be pegged on what you brought to the party, not just coming. And that is why, in fact, he indicated that Papa Waroma, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, was rewarded because he consolidated support from Bungoma, 255,000 votes. Whether legitimately or illegitimately, that is what the IEBC portal and the result is saying. And so Rigathi Gachagua made it very clear that they do not need people who come at the last minute and they say they want a piece of that national cake. And that's why people like Obado are not given anything. Why? They did not help with anything. They didn't bring any votes. They just brought the perception. And so they cannot claim any piece of that national cake. It is blotted. Because there are people who, up to date, have not been given anything. The last time I saw the people like Hassan Omar were nominated now to go to the IALA. The court has pronounced itself that I think are they the PSS that are illegal. So you do not know where to place these supporters. And that's why William Ruto has decided to keep them at bay. William Ruto has gotten to work. So the call about liberation is hot air because it has been proved that they cannot liberate what they thought is liberation. Raila Odinga will still remain a Nyanza kingpin until such a time when his followers will decide that they need another leader. And in fact, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the same thing will happen to William Samoei Ruto. People like Alfred Keter and Isaac Ruto tried to wrestle power from him, but they fell by the wayside. It is always it's always easy to say that you want to jostle power from a leader. But the best thing that always happens, the followers themselves will decide when they are tired with William Ruto, when they are tired of William Ruto. Followers of Raila Odinga will decide when they are tired of Raila Odinga. Even in Mount Kenya, there are staunch supporters of the former president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Today, you try telling them that Uhuru is bad, they will be up in arms with you because they still subscribe to his political ideologies. So let those who want to liberate Luos, those who want to liberate anybody, let those people decide that we are now tired of following Raila, we are now tired of following Ruto, we are now tired of following Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Don't force it down the throat, ladies and gentlemen. Where do you think people like Meguna and Zakari Obado belong? Because what I see today is that people like Meguna are in the middle of nowhere, in a no man's land, political no man's land. They are no longer with Raila Odinga, neither are they with William Ruto. William Ruto has abandoned them. The people who they want to deliver and liberate are not with them. So what is it that they are left with, ladies and gentlemen? What are the options that they still have? In my opinion, this group of people have been finished politically. Because until Raila decides to retire from power, or until the people decide to say, Baba, we are tired with you, no one will come from nowhere. No one will come out of the blues and claim that they want to liberate Luos. And when you want to liberate someone, be an alternative leader, not someone who insults other leaders. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my thought. Thanks for listening. If you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe. Let's meet in another video.